In today's video, we're going to be talking about playground safety. Hey sitters, welcome back to another video, and as you can tell, I am not in my normal location to record, and that is because today we're going to be talking about playground safety and all the things that I look for and look out for when I come to a playground with the kiddos. So what I prefer in a playground is a fence around the playground that we're going to be playing at. As you can tell, there's a road on one side of me and water on the other side of me. And if I have multiple kids, I really like the fact that they cannot go anywhere besides in the playground. The next thing I prefer at a playground or a park that I'm at is shade. It gets really hot here in Florida, and with that being said, our slides get very hot. And some of my kids burn their legs going down the slide. So the more shaded it is, the easier for them to play on the equipment without getting hurt. Another thing I have to look for when I go to a playground, at all playgrounds, is something that they're going to be things that my kid can get their head stuck in, or their fingers stuck in, or their feet stuck in. So things like this, smaller children can get their head through that, may not be able to get their head out. Railings are a big one at parks. Every park is going to have different sizes between the railings, and you just have to look out for those. And then on the playground itself, there's these little holes so that the water can go through it when it rains, but some kids like to stick their fingers through those holes, and again, at different playgrounds, some holes may be bigger, some holes may be smaller. So those are a few things that I watch out for so things don't get stuck. Another thing that I have to be aware of when going to playgrounds are what kind of ground that the playground is on. So some have mulch, some have rubber, and some have AstroTurf. We are on AstroTurf today. And some of those surfaces can get really hot. So we bring a blanket to sit on if we're going to be having a picnic. We make sure that all the kids keep their shoes on at the playground. And then I also go around the playground because this is AstroTurf, things don't seep into the ground, so I make sure there's no like dog poop or gum that's on the ground, anything that my kids can get into. I make sure to go around and clean that up. One of our parks, they have a lot of parties there, and they leave stuff such as like empty containers and ring pop, just the trash, and with that, it's not safe for my kiddos, so I go around and clean up that stuff. Openings on a playground can be very scary, but some have fencing like this, and some just have plain old openings that go to a equipment piece. So what I usually do is make sure that I know how many openings there are, and if I don't feel comfortable with my younger kids on those top levels, I just tell them that they have to stick to the bottom level and kind of watch them to make sure that they stay on that level. If they do want to go up and go down the bigger slide, I will get up there and go with them. So we're here at another playground, and I just want to show you some safety concerns that I have about this playground. As you can see, this is a bridge across one platform to another, but it's made of leather, and there is this huge gap in between the bridge and the railing. And then also these gaps are very huge. So I've seen, not my kids, but I've seen kids fall out from under here, and when they go to grab a bar and they miss, they fall through this way. So next topic we're going to talk about are the swings. First things first, we want to make sure that they don't stick their little fingers in these chains. A lot of fingers get stuck in here, and it gives me a heart attack every time. And then also making sure they don't get stuck in the baby swing as well. If they are too old for the swing, do not put them in there. If they're too big for the swing, do not put them in there. And then also you have the big kids swings as well. Most kids want to try those and be independent. Usually I just give them the option of either swinging in the baby swing or sitting on my lap on the big swing. And then also, this may not have to do with your kiddos, but when you're swinging a kid in the swings, make sure you're aware of all the kids around you as well. And usually what I do is make sure that I am far enough behind the swing, and then when I'm pushing the swing, if I see a kid coming, I usually grab the swing and hold it, and I just hold it until the kid's out of the way again, and we continue swinging. But just try and be aware of everybody at the park as well. That's another thing. When you're at a park, you're not only looking out for your children, but you want to know what's around you, what's going on around you, who's on the outside of the fence, what if there's animals along the fence. A lot of families, they're not allowed to bring dogs into the park, but they're allowed to have them on the outside of the fence. So my kids like to go up and stick their fingers in the fence, but I don't know whose dogs are friendly and not. So just keep in mind your surroundings. So this rocking equipment can be very dangerous as well. If you are not paying attention, these things can get really crazy, and if they are not controlling themselves, they can knock their head on it or somebody else's. And then there's also a big gap from the seat to where the feet placement are, which I've seen kids crawl underneath and hit their head. So when my kids are using it, I just hold it steady until they're ready to actually use the toy, and once they're in, I let them go at it. So some of my younger kids like to attempt these rope things, but these are not very stable either, and they don't know how to climb them themselves, so I do have to assist them. Sometimes they miss their footing and end up getting their legs stuck through one hole and falling out the other. So it just is, they need assistance on this. So if you are working for a family who does not want you driving their kids anywhere, you would have to walk to a park, which means you don't get to choose what kind of park you're going to. You don't get to choose the ground that the playground's on. You don't get to choose the width of any of the bars or anything like that. How safe the park is, basically. So if you do go to a park, you just really need to, or a playground, you just need to really be aware of what is going on in that park or in the playground. The safety concerns in the playground, and then your surroundings. I hope this video has been insightful for you. If it has, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your babysitter friend, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.